Today is Diorama Day. I've had these amazing bell jars sitting around, just waiting to be turned into an art project. So in this video, I'll show you how to sculpt a floating island from polymer clay and resin, which will live inside this dome like a tiny hidden world. First, I'm going to construct a base structure in tinfoil. This saves on clay and makes the final sculpture super lightweight. I'm packing the foil really tight and adding in some basic shapes with a sculpting tool. For my polymer clay, I'm using Sculpey Medium, which is a bit firmer than the commonly used Super Sculpey. I knead it until it's soft and then roll it out to about 4 mm in thickness. I encapsulate my tinfoil islands into the clay and smooth the surface before bringing out my secret rock sculpting tools, actual rocks. Starting with a large textured rock, I press it randomly into the surface of my clay. Continuing with a finer rock, I add a more strategic texture, keeping it flowing in the same direction for a realistic look, with strata lines running horizontally and diagonally. Lastly, I'm using a tiny sharp rock to make some of my lines more defined. And then it's time to bake all my little islands. While they hang out in the oven, I'm going to adapt this stirring stick that I kept from an Emirates flight into an invisible stand for my diorama. With the polymer clay baked, I drill a hole through the bottom so I can insert my acrylic rod. The clay is so thin that some pieces are breaking off, but this will be an easy fix. Then it's time to glove up, as I'm using 5 Min Epoxy resin to attach the rod and to glue my broken pieces back onto the island. To fill in the cracks, I use a bit of fresh polymer clay and blending it in with a bit of texture. But instead of rebaking it, I'm going to give it a bit of heat with my blowtorch. This isn't a proper way to cure the clay, and you can see the surface is starting to look a bit burnt, but it's a great hack for minor fixes like this. Then the time has come for painting, so I'm making a yummy rock brown that I'll use as a base layer for my rocks. Next, I'm dry brushing some grey onto my high points, giving some more definition to the texture. Then comes an H-wash, which is a dark brown mix to the consistency of cream. I slobber this into all the crevices before wiping off the excess with some paper towels. As you can see, the wash is hiding most of our dry brushing from before, and you could just save the highlights for this stage. But I like to do the dry brushing both before and after the wash, as I think it's all adding to the depth of the paint job. It's time to make these islands float, so I'm mixing up some more epoxy, this time tinting it with blue ink before attaching everything to my bell jar base. But I have a different idea for attaching my smaller island, so I whip out some more clay and start sculpting a tiny bridge for my tiny island. After baking, the clay is stuck to the wire, and by drilling a tiny hole in the rock surface, I can insert my bridge and connect it up. After finishing the bridge, I'm going to add some green washes to tie all the islands together a bit more. I cover them with water, then dab on some acrylic green and use my spritzer to guide the washes downwards. While that dries, I prep my greeneries, which will bond to the rock surface with a bit of PVA glue. I sandwich the moss in with a layer of watered down PVA glue and then leave it all to dry. In the meantime, I'll prepare some waterfalls from Thermoplastic. By heating this up with a heat gun, I'm able to form it into the shapes I want. Finally, we're onto the resin, which will really make this diorama come to life. I mix the epoxy resin 2:1 and add in some blue ink before stirring it all together. After curing overnight, I go to remove the plastic walls that are holding the resin in place. And that's when I remember I forgot to add a release agent. Fast forward, I yank it so hard that it smashes on the floor. At this stage, I decide I might as well just cut off the whole thing, so at least I have easy access to the plastic walls. And after chipping away at it for hours, I finally get it all off. I managed to super glue everything back in place, and with a minor touch-up, we are back on track. I want to add more life to the surface of the water, so I use an acrylic mixed medium and smear on a thick layer. Then I use the air from my airbrush to create ripples in the water. This medium will dry completely clear, but it will give me a 3D effect that I can paint on top of. And with a bit of white acrylic, I'm putting the finishing touches to this floating island diorama, with the only thing left being our mandatory beauty shots.